We were going to build our first Miracle Center church. Can you be writing all I'm saying since when you come? A very big man in the land's office, our neighbor who owned the land next to him, to us, gave him money and said, tell the government not to approve the building plan for us. He came and removed all the pegs of the building, of the foundation. I went to him like a man. I said, friend, this is not my house, this is God's house. Don't take the pegs away. It belongs to God. He said, no, you are violating the rules. You are doing. I said, excuse me, you can't do it. He said, why not? I said, well, bye-bye. I said, if you leave us alone, you keep your job. If you don't leave us alone, I move you. He said, you don't work in the government. I said, I move you. Because God gave me power to bind and to loose. He gave them power against all unclean spirits. I said, friend, this is not my house. If you remove the peg of my house, fine, but this is God's house. He said, who is God? I said, oh my God. Bye-bye. But the Spirit told me that that man is going to become my friend. So I drove to his office. I went to their boss. I said, I'm here in anger. I said, somebody has disturbed my spirit and he's touching God. He's touching me. He said, who? I gave him the name. He said, don't be angry. The man that was the overall head for the state pleaded with me. So I said, okay, bye-bye. I left. The next morning, they moved him from Orlando, so to say, to Fort Lauderdale. They transferred him. And he said, I'm not going. So the boss said, you lose your job. Either you go or you lose your job. So he said, I'm going. He left. 6 months later, he saw me. He said, Dr. Idahosa, I want to apologize to you for what I did. I said, okay, do you want to come back? He said, yes. I took telephone. I called his boss. They brought him back. So when we needed money to put roof, he gave me $200. For the same building, he said you couldn't build. He gave them power against unclean spirits.